All right, man. What is up, guys? NA4 here, and welcome back to the channel. And today, we're here to be talking about Madam Web. Um, Honestly, what can I say about this movie that hasn't been said already? It's not good. It's pretty bad. Not worth the price of admission. Um, but before I really give like a deep dive into this movie, I would like to say this is not a video of me bullying the studio. This isn't a video of me trying to degrade anyone. This is literally just constructive criticism in my personal experience with it, in my personal review. Everybody's different, okay? That's the moral of the story, all right? But I'll be telling you guys the good, the bad, the pros, the cons. You know, there's not a lot of good, so this video, you know where this is headed, honestly. But if you haven't already, man, please drop a like on this video, share the video, subscribe if you haven't already. It's free, and it would help me out a lot. So, yeah, get to that. Now, look, some people might say this movie falls into the "it's so bad that it's good" category, and I don't know about all that, but if you can turn this movie into a drinking game, have fun with some friends, just laugh at the movie, you might have a good time with it. But just from a audience standpoint, this movie was just awful. This movie, dude, like, and I've seen some people trying to defend this movie, saying, movies are hard to make, guys. Cut them some slack, all this and that. I've seen movies worth half of this movie's budget and still be better than what this was. So that's really no excuse. And I think there's a way that we can get our point across and not bully the, producers and stuff like that. Because think of the Sonic movie, for instance. When we first saw that Sonic design, we were like, absolutely not. Change this or we are not watching this movie. And they heard us and they were like, you know what? We're going to delay the movie. We're going to change up the design, do some reshoots, and we're going to improve. And that's what they did. And now it spawned the Sonic sequel with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now we're getting a Knuckles spin-off series, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is coming out pretty soon. So overall, it was successful because the people let them know. And that's what we should be doing with this movie. No one should be sending out any like death threats or genuinely bullying these people. But my main complaint is you can't just put out a movie like this to the public like this, bro. You can't. You just can't. And I think my main problem with this movie isn't even just the movie itself. It's that they put this movie out the way that they did. And it's kind of insulting. It's like you guys just put this out and just did not care. Um, and it sucks because if I'm going to a restaurant and I'm paying for food, I'm expecting to enjoy it. I'm expecting to be like, you know what, I'm satisfied with this. This was really good. If I'm paying, $60 for a boxing match, I'm expecting to be like, you know what, this was a good show. I got my money's worth. I'm happy. That was a really entertaining fight. But when you put something out like this, there's no way you watch this and was like, this is really good. The people are going to love this. This is going to break records. Like, there's no way you guys watched this and was like, green light. And I understand rush productions and stuff like that, but Jesus, man. There is no way. Like, this movie doesn't really count as a superhero movie or a action movie because it doesn't really have any of those aspects in this movie at all. Like, maybe there's a little few sprinkles of it, but it's very minimal. And it's like there's no real Spider-Man connection. It was just really like a cash grab. It's kind of false advertisement in a way. So I think that's why some people are like kind of like disappointed and upset because they really were like hyping it up like, oh, the Spider-Man multiverse, oh, the Spider-Man connection, like all this and that, but it doesn't really have any of that. It's kind of just like a cheap advertisement tactic, which apparently it worked to a certain extent. But the movie, as of right now, getting absolutely horrible reviews, bombed at the box office opening night, opening weekend, same thing. Um, but yeah, man, like I said, like when you have just everyone collectively telling you that this is probably the worst movie of the year, worst comic book movie of all time, some people even going as far as to say this is the worst movie of all time, that is a problem. And you can't put something out like this and then expect people to go and watch Kraven the Hunter when that comes out because it's like your track record is like really bad and you're just like not putting out any good, content, anything that's worth watching, worth us taking our time out of our day to go watch. So I don't know, man. It's not it, bro. And I think part of the reason why people are so like just insulted by this movie in a way is because it's like you can't put this movie out and show like you put like no effort or any work into this movie and then expect people to go watch Craven the Hunter. Like you can't do that. And it's like I've said it before and I've said it again. Like certain characters don't need theatrical released movies. Like who was asking for a Morbius movie? I feel like Morbius isn't that popular of a character to need an entire movie dedicated to him. Same thing with Madam Web here. Like no one was asking for this movie. No one really knows this, character that well, I feel like. And it's just like we don't really need this. Maybe a TV series, but nah, brother. This movie was definitely an experience. Man. Like it's bad when like people like reviewers are like, "Yo, man, I just want to say, man, shout out to the cast. I'm sure you guys worked hard on this movie." Like it's bad when you start like congratulating the cast because this movie was not it, bro. It's just full of like just lifeless performances and everything. Like Dakota Johnson, she was just like, just give me my paycheck, okay? Like it's a movie that it's unintentionally funny. Like like they're just casually acting and you're just like, wow, that's not good. And it sucks because these are talented people. I really like Dakota Johnson. I like Sydney Sweeney. I like Isabella Merchant. I'm not too familiar with the other actress. My apologies, but I'm sure she's good as well. But it's just the production of this movie, bro. I'm sure it's probably a rush production and everything, but it's just you can't put a movie out this out to the public and then expect people to go and watch whatever you put out next. It's because it's like why would I go to pay to see another just mediocre, subpar movie? So that's why I'm just like, eh. In this one, it's not even just superhero fatigue. It's just these superhero movies, they're just not hitting like they used to. It's like they're just not even putting that much effort into it. And I know, it's been stated, like people are being like overworked and underpaid, underappreciated, the whole strike and everything. Maybe this had to do part of that as well. But honestly, just give us Deadpool 3. That seems to be the only thing that can save us as of right now. Because, oh my God. Like, you have to intentionally make a movie this bad, bro. Because, oh my goodness. But honestly, at the end of the day, we don't need a director's cut. We don't need an extended version of this movie. Just take it out of theaters. No one's watching it, bro. If they are, they're doing it just to make fun of it. Because most people are just being like, there's no way it's that bad. Now I have to watch it. And then they go watch it and they're like, wow, it was worse than you guys said it was. So that's not a good look. That's really bad. And like I said, you can't call this a superhero movie because there's no real superhero aspects of this movie. The suits are in the movie for 2 minutes. Imagine going to go pay to watch Iron Man and he only puts on the suit at the very last 5 minutes of the movie. You're going to be disappointed. That's what this movie was. They advertised the suits. They're all over the posters, but they're not in this movie. And yeah, you can argue and say, oh, it's an origin story of sorts, but still, it's like, no, bro. Captain America, the First Avenger was a, origin story, and they still had the suit and everything like that in multiple scenes throughout the film. So at the end of the day, I'm honestly I'm done with this movie. We've seen all the memes. We've had our fun with this movie, but honestly, it's really just like we just have to promote the studios and just tell them to do better, man. Because nah, spending your money to watch this, it's honestly just unacceptable, honestly. So, in my humble opinion, I'm gonna give this movie like a probably like a 3 or 4. A 4 is me being very generous. So, I'm gonna just give it a 4 for each Spider-Woman in the movie, bro. Yeah. But if you enjoyed this video, man, feel free to drop a like on the video, share the video, subscribe if you are new. It would help me out a ton. It's free. So yeah, man, hop on it, man. I got a few more videos planned, so I'll be a bit more consistent, I promise. I'm sorry, I've been working really, really hard. So you guys will be seeing more of me, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm a busy guy, okay? When I'm not working, I'm exhausted. So you guys got to work with me. But yeah, other than that, I'm in it for and I am out. Peace.